Hey folks, this is Marley from Wild by Nature, and this is the introductory overview video for the Nature Connection as a Way of Life course. This course is a 4-week or 4-module course that will be running over the next 4 weeks, and there'll be in-person sessions locally in Gregson Park in Newcastle on Tuesday evenings from 5 to 6, and there'll also be online videos and learning content posted related to each week's session. So you can participate in person and or online if you like. The purpose of this course is to give people an introductory experiential understanding of nature connection as a way of life, the model, the practices, and how to bring them into your life. So in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going to be available each week. But before I do so, I just want to take some time to acknowledge why and how I'm here. Firstly, this land that I'm on, this beautiful place, my sit spot behind here in my backyard, and the grounds and the grass and the rains and the trees and the air and the birds and the people, stars, the sun, the moon, all the things that come together in this web of creation that allows me to be here and hopefully with you. So just going to take a moment to breathe in air that is still breathable, and acknowledge that this earth is still in good shape because of the keepers of the earth, past, present and future, the keepers of this land. This is a Wabulu land, but also First Nations people all across this nation and across the world. It is because of them, their work, wisdom, learning, knowledge, story sharing, story keeping, that the teachings we bring through this nature connection world are available today, and they're a powerful source. But also not just them, to all of the people who've learned and passed on these skills, in particular those who've taught me. A lot of this work is influenced by John Young, Sal Gencarelli and the Eight Shields organisation, and the teachings and learnings that have gone into them, thanks to Tom Brown Jr. and John Young's other mentors, and a whole array, a massive global village of humans that contribute to that. Also on this land, to nature philosophy, Blue Gum, Wildcraft, Claire Dunn, and all the other rewilders and nature connecting humans. To my wild family in the UK, Chris Salisbury and Wildwise at Schumacher College, and the inspiration that comes from that area, including Martin Shaw, storytellers, wisdom holders, amazing people. Of course to my parents, family, my partner, my friends, all the beings. It's only because of them that we're here today. So thank you, and welcome. Welcome to this course. I, for one, feel very excited about this course. As I was sit spotting this morning, one thing I noticed were the small leaves growing out of this tree behind me, who I still don't know what it is. I'm new here, but they were the first signs of the spring leaves, and I've noticed the last few days the signs of the spring energy really been building in me. So this is a beautiful opportunity to embrace that inspiring and welcoming energy and put it into something that can be shared with others, which is the purpose of this course. I think that it's being offered free of charge this time round because rather than make it a money-making project, I genuinely wanted to share some of these practices, particularly with my local community, but why not make it accessible to anyone? So if you're here, you're either interested or perhaps you've already signed up. If you're interested and want to sign up and haven't done so, you'll notice there's a subscribe button at the bottom of this page, and there's also information on this page, including an overview, which I recommend you open and have a look at, and goes along with this video. And also there's an email address. So send through a message, join up and become part of the mini village if you like, and let us know if you'll be wanting to explore it in person in Gregson Park. But I guess you might be asking the question of what is it we're going to explore, Marley? Well, over the 4 weeks there'll be 4 modules. Now the first module we're going to look more at what deep nature connection is, how it is something that it's not something we do, it's something that is felt, and it is something that is cultivated by connected culture, connected village culture, and ideally wild nature, or the best or the closest that we have. Those two are our great holders, and they're our mentors. So we're going to look at that, and then we're going to explore a few practices just to get an understanding and meet the land that we're in. In the second week we're going to look at what's called mind states of connection and attributes of connection, mind states of connection and core routines. Now the core routines will be the practice that we weave through the whole 4 weeks, but that will be the focus of your take-home learning, because the core routines lead to mind states of connection, which lead to embodying the attributes or qualities of connection, and essentially that's the pathway to a felt sense of deep nature connection held by the village and wild nature. And the idea is that if we bring this into our life, and it doesn't have to be by living in the wild, we can do it in the city. If we bring it into our lives and we start to experience an awareness of our ecological community, our own self and our human community, we start to feel a deeper sense of belonging to those 3 places: my body, my community, my land, and we become more playful and engaged. Then we become empowered through skills, and we develop a sense of purpose. That's the idea. It's a big journey, but we're going to give a little spiral of it, and we'll also talk about energetic spirals and how they play in. As the rain strengthens here, what else do I need to say today? So that will be the 4 weeks, and there will be online learning materials which you need to subscribe to get a hold of those sent out, as well as take-home practices and a Facebook group for sharing our stories, because sharing stories is a really important part of this nature connection journey. I mean, in its simplest form, we have an experience and we share it, and there's many ways to have that experience, many ways to share it. But we're going to start today with an offer, and this is the first part of the home play for those who will be coming. So behind me is my sit spot. It's where I'm committing to this lunar cycle to sit at least 5 out of 7 days a week for 5 to 30 minutes or more. And I sat there this morning, and I just sit there and I just let whatever is happening around me soak into me. I'm fully aware of the external as I breathe, and let the sounds, the images, the smells, the feelings all land on me and through me. And I feel my internal as well, and I just see what happens there. I see who comes along to meet me, curious about what I might be missing and what's going to be changing day to day. So the first exercise or invitation or home play is to find a spot, any spot close by to your home where you can go and you can sit for a period, at least a couple of times a week, and just see what happens, because you're going to share that story. And if you are coming next week in person on Tuesday, then I encourage you to bring some sort of object to help share that story, because if we have a nature object or something we create, that helps our story sharing be a little bit stronger. And I want us to grow in our ability to share and tell stories, because that is what spreads the inspiration. The inspiration, which is this time of year, it's spring. So if you're feeling inspired to come along, please join us in this little journey together. Let me know if you'll be there in person or online, and who knows, I wonder where it will take us. I wonder.